I like the vibe that we have a little bit more clarity and a little bit more understanding of what me, Jimmy, and Draymond have been able to do this last 3 months. Try to make a few tweaks and make it as good as possible.
Steph, you're 37. Did you know that?
I've heard it a couple times.
Yeah.
The NBA wasn't ready for this version of the Golden State Warriors. After a rocky start to the season, the addition of Jimmy Butler has done more than just patch holes. It's completely reignited the fire in Steph Curry. What we're seeing now might be the most dangerous iteration of this team since their dynasty began. This isn't just a quick turnaround or a fleeting hot streak. It's a full-scale transformation that's caught fans, analysts, and opponents off guard alike. The Warriors, once doubted and dismissed by many, are back with a vengeance, proving that experience, skill, and resilience can rewrite narratives even in the toughest modern NBA landscape. Speaking of Kuminga, his recent breakout isn't a coincidence. With defenses obsessed with Steph and Jimmy, lanes have opened up, giving Kuminga the space and opportunities to showcase the raw talent and potential that scouts raved about when he first entered the league. He's averaging career highs in scoring and is quickly becoming a serious third option for the Warriors' offense. What's most impressive is his confidence. He's attacking the rim with purpose, taking smarter shots, and showing flashes of a true scorer who can create in isolation. His athleticism, long seen as untapped potential, is finally translating into controlled aggression on the court. Kuminga isn't just a role player. He's a rising star being forged in the intense heat of playoff contention. Jordan Poole has also been thriving since Jimmy Butler arrived. Poole's shooting numbers have spiked dramatically, and his role in the offense has expanded beyond what anyone expected. These aren't just garbage time stats either. These are clutch, game-deciding plays that prove he can handle pressure and deliver when it counts. His catch-and-shoot percentages have jumped, and he's becoming a reliable weapon that defenses must respect. The combination of Curry, Butler, Kuminga, and Poole creates a dynamic offensive core that is difficult to game plan against, thanks to their ability to both shoot from range and attack the basket. Compare this to their 2022 championship run. That squad was great, no doubt. But this one, it's deeper, more balanced. Back then, Steph had to go nuclear in the finals against Boston just to keep the Warriors afloat. The rest of the team did their part, but the burden fell squarely on Curry's shoulders. Now, the load is shared more evenly. But the ceiling, it's even higher. We've seen Steph drop 50-plus points in games where Jimmy Butler quietly chips in with all-around brilliance, and Kuminga tears up the second units. The bench has also improved significantly, with players like Moses Moody and Quinn Cook contributing meaningful minutes. The rotation is fluid, the identity is clear, and the chemistry is back. This isn't a team hoping to recapture magic. They're building something new, yet equally dangerous and thrilling. What's even more shocking is how close this turnaround almost didn't happen. Not long ago, reports surfaced that Curry was quietly frustrated, disillusioned by the lack of progress and the weight of expectations. Whispers of his last dance began swirling, as fans and pundits speculated whether this was the end of the Curry-led Warriors era. The front office needed to act fast to avoid what could have been a steep decline. And if the team hadn't pulled the trigger on acquiring Jimmy Butler, who knows where this season would have ended. Instead, the Warriors made a calculated risk, trading depth for star power, and it's paying off in a big way. Jimmy's transition into the system was seamless, a testament to his high basketball IQ and team-first mentality. More importantly, his presence rekindled Steph's competitive fire. The leadership void was filled and the locker room transformed, becoming tighter, louder, and more focused on the ultimate goal. Now let's zoom out and consider the bigger picture. Steph Curry and LeBron James both sit tied with 4 NBA championship rings, but imagine this. If Steph wins a 5th championship and does it without switching teams, without joining a super team, simply through grit, evolution, and determination, that would fundamentally shift the entire legacy conversation. Could this achievement crown Steph as the greatest point guard of all time? Could it even push him into the debate for the top 5 greatest players in NBA history? That idea no longer feels far-fetched. Steph's sustained dominance, even as he moves through his mid-30s, is rewriting the narrative of what longevity looks like in the modern NBA, and a 5th title earned in the twilight of his career would silence nearly every remaining critic and doubter. Of course, nothing is guaranteed. The Western Conference is stacked like never before. The Oklahoma City Thunder are young, hungry, and explosive, proving to be a tough out for any veteran team. The Denver Nuggets boast a 2-time MVP in Nikola Jokic, a unique talent that commands defensive schemes and creates matchup nightmares. The Minnesota Timberwolves and Dallas Mavericks both have the pieces to challenge for deep playoff runs. Every team knows that the path to the finals is littered with obstacles. But if history teaches us anything, it's that experience matters. When the pressure mounts, nerves fray, and games slow down to playoff speed, it's the team with battle scars. The veterans who have been through the fire, who often rise to the occasion. The Warriors, they've bled for championships. They've won in the face of adversity. And now, they're hungry again. There's a quiet confidence brewing inside that locker room, a kind of steely resolve that only comes from having fought and survived the toughest battles. So, what needs to happen next? Steph must continue leading at this blistering pace. Jimmy must stay healthy, engaged, and motivated. Kuminga and Poole have to maintain their growth and consistency. And Draymond, he needs to be the defensive anchor, not the chaos magnet he sometimes becomes. His technical fouls need to decrease and his focus must be laser sharp. If Draymond stays locked in, this defense has the potential to suffocate opposing teams for the full 48 minutes. Every possession matters in the postseason, and the Warriors are learning how to control games again without relying solely on sporadic shooting outbursts. There's also a perception shift taking place. For years, fans and media alike painted the Warriors as a finesse team. Beautiful ball movement, dazzling passing, and unstoppable shooting. But now, there's some bite to this group. Jimmy Butler brings an edge, and that toughness is contagious. The Warriors are talking more on defense, guarding harder, and playing with a chip on their shoulder. It's like they've heard all the noise, the doubters, the haters, and they're ready to silence it for good. The era of relying solely on outshooting opponents is over. This team is willing to outwork, outfight, and outlast. The media isn't hyping them. The spotlight is mostly on the younger, flashier teams. But sometimes that's exactly where a champion wants to be. Underestimated, overlooked, and ready to pounce. The Warriors aren't chasing headlines or social media buzz. They're chasing one thing: rings. Quietly and methodically, they're building momentum and peaking at the right time. Don't be surprised if by the time the playoffs roll around, Golden State is the team nobody wants to face. Not because of nostalgia or legacy, but because of the sheer monster they've become.
If all the pieces click, we could be witnessing one of the most shocking, legacy-defining championship runs in NBA history. A team that the entire league had written off. A superstar many claimed was past his prime, and a core of players who refused to fade quietly into the night. This is the version of the Warriors the NBA never wanted to see again. And they're back. Stronger, smarter, hungrier, and maybe, just maybe, better than ever.